Well, it's about that time again. We have a new month. It seems weird because I just feel as though I recently did the May forecast, and when by the time this gets posted, it will be June 1st. So as I went through photos of that I've taken in the month of June to have a thumbnail for this, I came across a photo I had taken in 2019. I call that my pre-pandemic summer. They had a special program at the Heinz History Center on June 6th for the anniversary of D-Day. And they and the I did take a picture of the it was a Pulitzer Prize winning cartoon of Hungerford, who's I remember growing up his cartoons, political cartoons, were in the paper, and I suggest you take a look at it. It's very moving. He did that when the the D-Day invasion began, and we were told the story about it that is quite moving. Apparently, the steel mills, of course, were going 24/7 nonstop. They had been pretty much since they closed for a lot of them closed during the Depression, but by the late 30s, we knew we were getting geared up for World War II, so they were going 24/7. So when the invasion began on June 6th in France at 7 a.m., it was 1 o'clock in the morning, our time, East Coast time. And apparently the church bell started to ring. People stopped working well, I guess people, yeah, I think some of them stopped working in the mills. People came out to their houses because it was, by that time, it was on the radio. And there was a lot of excitement, and then they all stopped and prayed, which must have been, I guess if you know anybody that had been alive then, that must have been quite an amazing experience. So to me, June is very important because that's probably the most historically important day of the month is D-Day. So it also marks it wasn't the end of the war. The war had about another year to go, but it was the beginning of the end. And it made me think, the reason I picked that is because I would say in our modern day of fascism, and I'm sorry folks, but that's what it is, that I got a sense that June was going to be the month of the beginning of the end. It may not be the big dramatic D-Day type of beginning, but as the month ends, you could see the cracks. I must confess, I don't remember what I said about the month of May, although I'm pretty sure I probably said something about Trump is going to be, really experience the mental health issues are going to accelerate and this sort of thing, and the courts probably will not be going the way that he hoped, and that sort of thing. So I do see this well, my colleagues and I have thought we've been getting these hits like September is going to be major important. I can't say that that's when this nightmare comes to an end, but it's going to be a big turning point. So I just saw that photo that I had taken at the Heinz History Center, and I thought it just resonated with me so much. And then I wasn't going to put a tarot card up on that, but then I realized what is the beginning of the end? It's death. It's death. So June, I believe, will be death card month because I think things are going to be happening that it's going to be really marking the beginning of the end of all of this. So I'm going to do a week by week, and I think this is things are is a way I see it. Things are really going to be building up over the summer. But for some reason, I believe that this is going to be an important month because some things will happen that may not seem that important, but they're going to be building on to the what happens in September. So there's all kinds of things. I sense there is an earthquake on the West Coast that'll be pretty big, that could be happening soon. I keep seeing it. It may be in and around Northern California, but then I get a sense that at some point, Southern California, LA, San Diego. When I lived in San Diego, once when that big one hit in '86 in Palm Springs, that was the first one I had ever experienced. And I'll tell you, it was just like one after another after that. For then it was about this time of year. For like the rest of the summer, it was sort of like I became a veteran of earthquakes, and I feel as though it could be something like that. But and a number of my colleagues are believing that. I feeling a little bit of, I don't know if anything will happen, but I just got the picture of Mount Rainier in Washington, state of Washington, on my mind, and I thought there might be a few rumbles. I'm not seeing like a big Mount St. Helens event, but I'm getting a sense that sometime in the summer, maybe at the end of June around the solstice, maybe enough that we'll be taking the geologists and the seismologists to take a look at that. So I don't see anything big happening, but I'm seeing rumblings where in upcoming years there could be something, but that's just. So what I will do is I will do week by week. I don't think I'll spread the whole month on the board so I can give it room. I'll do a week at a time. So the first week is the week from Sunday the 1st until the 7th. And of course the 6th is the anniversary of D-Day, the invasion of Normandy. So I'm going to begin each week with a before tarot, and I'll be using the little guy so I can have enough room on the table. I'm limited in space here, so before, okay, the before tarot, setting off the month, and I just got a word from Spirit to put him face down. Okay. Alrighty, so here we go. So we start off the week this way, and we'll just do a time, a continuum. And then if we need to clarify anything, and that will do another. Oh, didn't take these little guys out here. Okay. And then we come to the after, the conclusion of the week. So if I need to clarify, I have a lot of room for that. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, I got to put the thing down here. Okay. Then we have the after tarot at the end. Oops, let me give some room here. Okay, so we start off on Sunday with the Ten of Swords in reverse, and that's walking into trouble. I'm going to say that's walking in this photo, he's walking away from it. I'm going to say walking into trouble. Well, it's not been even with that little hip hip hooray at the steel workers yesterday, and that's kind of doubtful. It's been downhill the whole weekend. He's been fumbling and mumbling and stumbling through press conferences and all of that way. So I would say that maybe this is time to hit. I don't know if he's hit the links, but maybe it's, for tomorrow. time to hit the links. It's escapism. Then we have the death card in reverse. Yeah, this is the energy around this is just things. When things are going bad, there's certain things you have to give up to move on. He is not giving anything up. It's like tariffs and all this sort of thing. The double down until his back gets pushed up against a wall, and then he reinstates them. Then we have, I'm going to say, there's going to be some juggling and wheeling and dealing in the Senate about the budget. To me, this is about the budget, and it will be a juggling match. It will be, and it's quite possible that this could be let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Well, that could be a couple days. It's hard to tell with the tarot, but before the middle of the week, there's going to be some more juggling, and the waters are choppy. That's for sure. Then we have going along with this, with strength is in reverse. The problem with the Republicans and him is that they're all coming from a position of weakness now, and it's being noticed. That's why the Democrats are finally starting to grow a set. They may need Jasmine and Bernie and AOC to nudge them along, but I think that the whole thing is that they're going to start, in the budget talks, they're going to start to sense the weakness, because they're sensing that with their leaders. So we got that going, and then at the end, as a result, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And to me, this is when she's upright, she's ready to pitch the coin. She's used it for what she needs to, so she's ready to give it back to the universe. But I think a lot of this is going to be around the budget. She doesn't know what to do. She really doesn't know what to do. And also, there's some indecision because the gross incompetence. There's national, because she is national security. There are some national security issues, and this is very, very worrisome. So let's see. Yep, this is in the I'm seeing this more as in, I'm seeing this with him, but I'm seeing that a lot of this is kind of like with the Republicans. I would say that and with the budget, there's not going to be much done this week, but I feel like I need to put some more cards down. So let me put some more cards down here. Okay. There may be some secrets coming out on the side of the scandal. What just came up for me is that whole, slimy Muskrat and Steve Miller's wife. I don't know what that's all about, but I think that is going to bring out some of the deep, dark secrets. The light will be shown on the deep, dark secrets that she could be key. It could be something inadvertent that comes out from her. And now we have the Queen of Pentacles. She's upright here. So I think there are some nationals. She's pondering. As she ponders this this coin. It is national security concerns, but it's nothing too alarming. But the rest of them they're kind of ignoring it. So she's kind of hanging out in the background. So let's see. Queen of Swords in reverse. And here we are. This is down around the budget thing. I'm going to say that the strong women, like I'm going to put AOC, Jasmine Crockett, and I would say in the Senate, it'll be Elizabeth Warren because she's no shrinking violet. Yes, since it's in this, but if it goes back to the House, this is very strong female in reverse. Take no prisoners. They've had it. She's not holding that sort of communication still. It's going to be /Orama time. So, I'm going to say things are going to heat up with the budget talks. Going over to the House, there's some other things going on. I think we're going to be hearing a lot of heat from the women in both houses. They've pretty much had it. They have, and they're not going to let the Marjorie Taylor Greene types intimidate them. That very strong. But this is the I've had, in case any of you listen to that show, this is the I've had it. And the language could get a bit salty. Okay, so again, alrighty. Okay, so here we go. The getting away with murder card and in the after tarot, and he's about to slip his foot in that rope. I think there's some traps being laid, and that's how he's going to end up hanging upside down from stepping in and he will lose the swords he's stolen. Not a good week for Republicans. Not a good week at all, that first week. So, and as it carry over from the weekend, I think we're going to be seeing some sparks flying. Okay. So we're going to put these guys back. And, yeah, see, the thing is that while the Republicans and Trump, try to avoid the knives, it's a very big mistake. It's a sign of weakness, and I think that a lot of the Democrats are going to start to sense that. I mean, it's probably what it's going to take, really, for them to do something. But at any rate, so we have that, and so in week 2, let's see, week 2, and the fourth week, there's a couple of days, at the end, I'm going to put those in with that, so we'll have a 8 or 9 day week with that. Okay, so week 2, how's that week going to begin? Going from the budget hearings and all this kind of stuff, and let's see if the muskrat is going to really stay away. So we have, the sun in reverse. Okay. Yeah, seeing that right after the High Priestess ending the first week in the Before Tarot, and it's kind of like the kid, they're getting that kid up on the horse. That kid may not land on that horse. I'm going to say that this could be the immature titty baby types, and that they're going to try. Oh, see, this is interesting. I never noticed this before. See, with this guy here, he's got the rays, but there's a big beam of sunlight coming out of his mouth, like he's vomiting sunlight, and kind of putting that kid back on, like, whoa. So what this is telling me, with it being in reverse, that there are going to be truths coming to light, whether they like it or not. Because like all of these things here, they kind of tried to keep it under wraps, but it comes out another way and much bigger. So get your popcorn ready, boys and girls, because I think there's this could be like a tabloid because this is the perfect administration for like tabloid stuff. The Muskrat with Stephen Miller's wife, and who knows what's going on with that. I can't imagine any woman wanting to be with him, but it'd be that as it may. You'd have to really want money very badly. Okay, so reluctantly, truth comes out, and there's going to be some big hissy fits over that. So put these down. I feel like stop. And did I get 2 cards here? Feels like 2. I guess not. And then Mr. After Tarot. Okay. How's that week gonna wind up? Okay, put this down here. Okay. So, with the light of these reluctant truths coming out, to begin week 2, we have, oh boy, our friend the Tower. Yes, something's going to come to light it's going to be major. I mean, right now people feel a little like numb, like nothing can surprise me. What this is saying is there's going to be some major news and then we have, wow. This is another, every month with this guy is fasten your seatbelts. Okay. So we have here the 3 of Hearts. And in current events, this is the Treason card. Now, I often think of, communication, paperwork. I think of the all of that stuff he absconded with and put it all over Mar-a-Lago, like state secrets. I think it could be in that nature and maybe something even worse. So week 2 is, I think people are going to be going to the internet, TV set, you name it. Okay. As we get closer to this is stuff that some people are not going to hold back. Now, I've heard some of my colleagues saying that before too long, there could be somebody really stepping down. I'm wondering if it's Happy Hour, Secretary of Defense. That, to me, this is like, okay, you got away with this, you got away with it. It's like you're out of. You just can't. This is when he's upright, he's holding him off, but it's like, you cannot hold it off anymore. So it'll be interesting to see if it's Hegseth or someone else, but there is someone major that may be forced out because, this kind of looks like, treason, Department of Defense. Tulsi's she's an idiot, but she's kept a low profile. So let's see. Concluding the end of the week is Judgment afterwards. Oh, they've all gotten, and this is upright. In the present, you see them that like they're getting out of the graves. Oh, they're out. And the ones that choose to stay behind, well, you see what they would happen to them. Now, the Bible thumpers would talk about this as the rapture. I talk about this as hearing the message and getting a clue, and hopefully your community will get with the program. It looks like there's going to a lot is going to happen in week 2. A lot. So I don't know I just feel like I feel like I need to put one between this and this. So what is it going to be? Oh. Can no longer hang on to the old ways. Sometimes this means like, okay, you let go of them, it's in reverse, but in this instance, I'm going to say they're going to be pried loose. He's not going to give them up easily. He's going to be pried loose because of this crisis here. So between this and, this is like you got to give it up. This is like, well, if you don't give it up here, you're here. So, okay. That means there are going to be some people that have to make a very difficult decision. I would say that could be, whether they do or not, it's free will, who knows. But what that's telling me is that there may be some of the old guard, like the Lindsey Graham types, they're going to be caught between a rock and a hard place. So lots going on. This tower is saying it's, week 2, it's going to be major. So things are really heating up. That's why I'm saying this month is the beginning of setting the stage for September. So we're coming up to week 3. Oops. Yeah, got that caught in there. So we are coming up to week 3. Are we going to get a rest? Is there no rest for the wickeds? Okay, so put that back in here. So, okay, so I got the other deck. Okay, so, and put this away here. Okay. So what is week 3? What is week 3 going to bring us? Okay. What is week 3? Tell me, what is week 3? Keep this handy here. Give these a little shuffle. Okay, how is week 3 going to start out? How is it going to start out? I don't know. I was seeing something about, I was just getting a visual about a governor. So, some governor in a red state. Okay. We'll put the beginning down here. Put these down here. And a little after. See how we're going to wrap up the week. Okay. Alright, put this here. Okay, so. Oh, after all the excitement of week 2, what is week 3 going to be? Whoops. Sorry about that. Got the cover card. Okay. Again with the sun, and I did give it a shuffle. I gave it again with the sun in reverse. More truths, just more light shining on things. More truths coming out. Okay. Usually, yeah, this one in reverse is about avoiding conflict and inner conflict instead of the young guys duking it out. It's more like that. So, there could be somebody, maybe it's going back to the budget bill, someone trying to arbitrate and to prevent a fight from happening, because the way tempers are is that we could see the UK Parliament. If you've ever seen, you got to watch the BBC and watch it and see how wound up these people get, and they yell and scream at each other, and sometimes some fist fights break down. And I always say, when I see those, I say, now I know what 19th century Congress was about, because that happened all the time, especially during Civil War. And okay, real cause to worry. So with this as being the truth they don't want to come out, that's going to come out anyway, and trying to keep the peace. This is the Republican stuff, and it is, from the second week, it is giving them cause to worry. Let's see, we have here following this a lot of stuff. This is what a lot of stuff is going to be happening. So I'm going to put my hand on this and get the energy. Okay, trying to quelch the conflicts that could turn into fistfights in Congress, both houses. I'm going to say I feel like, hurricane season's beginning. I think there's going to be a lot of storms, a lot of angry people because they're not getting the FEMA help that they should. You know, if this idiot decided all he had to do, you just go back 20 years and see how Katrina that was the undoing of Bush. I mean, he kind of sailed through 9/11 and, you know, he did show some leadership, and I think those wars were like a total disaster, but you know, but when it came to Katrina, he just couldn't handle that. I feel as though something like that is going to happen that's going to get even more people to hate him. So I'm seeing like lots of weather events, possibly those earthquakes, because I could see these as like the platelets shifting in this, and which gives people, because you know, they don't want to go against the president, but there's constituents are screaming bloody murder, and they've got an election next year. So how is this going to end up with the Page of Wands? Oh, Page of Wands here. This is interesting. He's saying, look at it. He does not look happy. He says, okay, gave the message. I'm done. They want to listen to it, they listen to it. If not, they don't. So, got the good old Page of Wands here. And I feel as though there could be since this is very Republican and maybe with some MAGA, disenchanted MAGAs, I get a feeling one of them is going to try to talk sense, and it could be around the budget and a bunch of other things, and say, okay, I made the message. They want to listen. They listen. If not, I'm out of here. I'm done. So, a lot of there's going to be a lot of pressure on the whole Republic. This is what I'm getting for this month, the Republican side. So let me see. I want to pop a clarifier here for this guy here. Oh, this again. Decisions to be made. Decisions undecided. This guy is sick of the indecision. It's like you're either going to be doing, upholding the Constitution and not to mention your constituents, or you're going to continue to bend the knee to the tyrant. So, since we did the 1944 comparison versus today, and a lot of people are, and I do the same thing too, this is getting to the point where, and this has happened in warp speed time. Now, 1944, maybe it began in 1943, where people were getting disenchanted with Hitler because things were going wrong. And it's like, try to talk to him, you can't. And then they have to decide with them, what am I going to do? Am I going to try to blow him up and end up getting hanged? Or am I just going to keep on this whole downward doomscape? So I'm looking at since June is the big World War II memory, well, what the hell, might as well make this as a comparison. But as I've said in other readings and on posts, that things have moved it's so fast that when things take off that fast, they fall that fast. So what this is telling me is that and I guess maybe that's why I picked that. Maybe we were kind of we're going towards the 1944 and 45 history comparison with what took a decade for them is taking, of course, we could say, 10 years that we had a reprieve with Biden, but I would say that from the beginning of this, which is the more serious authoritarian stuff, just as quickly as it's been rising, it's falling just as quickly. So maybe I picked that image because we are, if you want to make the historical comparisons, we're in 1944. June of 1944. Okay, so week 4, since it's a longer week, I'm going to probably put a couple more cards down. So I'm going to do a beginning of the week, and then actually for those last 2 days of the following week, make this kind of interesting. And then let's see, let's shuffle this, and okay, what's that last week and 2 days going to be like? It's heating up. I just feel as though the energy, it even seems as though time is going by faster. Okay, so then we have, okay, put a few here, put a couple here, and then let's see how this whole thing turns out. How is this whole thing of how is the month going to conclude? Oh, and we've got the, it's so funny because on week 2 with things really heating up, I forgot about that stupid parade. Oh, wonder if it's going to happen. I think at the end I'll pull some cards. That's weird because that's really been, of course, with so much stuff happening, it's hard to say. So I think that when I'm done with this, I have to do like a mini spread to see about the 14th. But I saw that that second week is a pretty volatile week. So this begins with, the Merchant. So with the 2 of Wands, I love it when they tell a story. So with the 2 of Wands, the way I see this is the young kid who's the son of the merchant. He's standing between those wands, and he just wants to going and conquer the world. And the merchant is coming behind him and saying, "Whoa, wait a minute! You've got to be prepared. You've got to get." I think what this whole thing is like crazy trade agreements and somebody holding him. I don't know who has the influence to hold him back, but I see somebody holding him back because we've got an image. And look at this. Look at those waters, rough waters. He doesn't care. He's just ready to go and do it. But I don't know who's going to hold him back. This is very interesting. Let's see what these other cards. Then we have, okay, this has been coming up. The Wounded Warrior in advance with the 9 of Rods. Now, when he's upright, he is rebounding quickly. Just put the bandage on and bandage up the cut. Let's take a moment to lean against this one and just go on to fight another day. In reverse is saying we're running out of that. The time has come where we can't recoup. And see, the thing with Trump is that he has been recouping and getting away with all that court stuff, and probably thinking, coming into this term, thinking it's going to be smooth sailing because he'll have Elon, blah, 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 blah. But now with the mental health stuff, and for entertainment purposes only, he's worn down. He doesn't have much healing left to fight another day. So to me, this is talking about he thinks he does, but he really doesn't. So this is the deteriorating health and the deteriorating fight in him. It's not, this summer, it's not going to be fight, fight, fight. Okay, so coming up here, oh, there will be more wheeling and dealing and corruption, and the one hand washes the other, buying of pardons, buying of green cards in exchange for favors. That's going to be going on, but he needs to take a warning from this, because he may not be, with this coming right next to this, may not be getting away with it much longer, or he's under the illusion that he is. And this is even before a new Congress. So then we have kind of coming up to the weekend on this. Okay. This is the card of the, in reverse, it's the card of the fear of poverty. And even though these people have more money than they know what to do with. So it's the fear of poverty and the need to have more and more, but going about it, getting kind of desperate and going about it in the wrong way. So I would say, now that I revisit this guy here, is that there still will be the corruption, but go back to our old loss of money with Pentacles in reverse. Something's telling me that this crypto thing may be backfiring on him in some way, which means there may be some more desperation. So, beginning the mini 2-day week is, oh, the Ace of Wands. And see, he's grasping for it. He wants to grasp on it and to be inspired. There is a bit of a negative connotation in this. That, see, the middle card would have to be he's got it, or if it turns up in reverse, it means like, oops, he grabbed at it but didn't get it. So there's going to be an attempt at grabbing at things, grabbing at, maybe programs for the people that need them to get, to be given to the rich, to the oligarchs, so to speak. So this is very uncertain, very, very uncertain with the people in power as we wrap up the month. So then we have the Lovers. Okay. What I'm seeing in this last week is I have a guarded agreement that it's possible that the muskrat, he may leave, but he may not be gone for long. What I'm seeing happening is if he comes back, there could be a major rift, a very major rift with the two lovers, Trump and Musk. There could be a big, big falling out. They have to be careful because they both have the goods on each other. That's what I've been saying, but they're parting a little bit because you can't have two kings. Those egos, but those egos could clash, and I do believe with the black eye that there were some fists, and it wasn't his kid that did it. Everybody's speculating. We should have a pool. Okay, was it Miller for taking his woman? Was it the Secretary of the Treasury? I mean, all the readers are saying, like, it could be this one or that one. I mean, the possibilities are unlimited. Okay. So as we get to the last day of June, okay. The Hierophant in reverse. So there's a whole bunch of stuff with this one. Okay, with this one, we could be looking at some of our institutions are going to be shaky. And there's so many possibilities because the Hierophant, it represents the government. it represents educational institutions, it represents the healthcare system, and big corporations, and big religious things too. So, what could that be? Oh, I gotta put this one, I almost forgot this guy. So, what could that be? I think we need to do a little clarification with this. Okay. Very bad message coming through. That it'll be chock full of emotion. And there's also denial with this too. The night. Okay, so which institution? Oh, for some reason, when I said the healthcare system, there could be a shakeup in that, because if people are being denied their health care, there could be some events. I'm not sure if it's going to be a Luigi type, but that's not good. There could be some this, and I'm also seeing the Harvard thing of trying to topple higher education. So I think another clarification. With the attempt by the corrupt king, I'm seeing extortion. The cutting off grants is a form of extortion. It true. If you want the money, we'll take the money if you don't play ball with us. So there will be an attempt. So I'm going to ask, will it succeed? So let's see. Will it succeed? And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. I think some rich liberal people may be stepping up. And to me, this would be like, let's say, Harvard. There aren't too many poor people that graduated from Harvard. When you go to some Harvard and you get your medical or your law degree, it opens up a lot of doors, and there is money involved. So I'm going to say there could be some liberal alumni, or maybe not so liberal. They don't want to see their precious school. They're so proud of having graduated and sent their kids and this and that there's very likely some rich people may step in and help. Now it won't be the same and it won't be as much, but it might keep them afloat. So that's what resonates with me. So to wrap up these okay. Oh, the Fool in reverse. Okay, so in the upright position, he's in reverse. In the upright position, this guy didn't, that his doggy spirit guy told him that you watch your footing. He didn't, so he's hanging on for dear life. Okay, in reverse, I think that in reverse, I was going to say maybe the dog doesn't want to help him off the cliff because he didn't listen. I'm going to say that he may not make it. This is telling me that in the end, there are going to be some consequences paid because people didn't listen to the wiser people in their own party. There are a number of people that they expect in the Senate are not going to vote for that budget bill. So I would say that the takeaway from that is they don't listen, they fall off the cliff. So, as I say, this does seem to be fitting the narrative of this is kind of like the D-Day thing, the beginning of the end, because there were a lot. And speaking of the death card, there were a lot of people that died. In that invasion and all the battles that followed as they, headed south. And I've known people like Mario that I knew at Lilydale, who's from this area. He was like 1920, so he was this 24-year-old guy, and he got off the boat at Normandy and saw people dying right around him. In fact, someone dunked, thought he thought they were the one of his buddies. He thought was being playful and dunking him under the water, but he saved his life because there was some big, I don't know, beam of debris coming towards him that would have knocked him in the head. But his friend, kind of trying to make it look playful, dunked him and saved his life. So lots of people died in a lot of ways. Now, what I want to look at is that parade on the, because I can't remember everything I said about the week. So, okay, so let's see about the parade. Now, the Army is trying to say it's a military anniversary and it has nothing to do whatsoever with any birthdays, okay? So, and there's going to be demonstrations up the wazoo that day because they can say that to stem that tide, but everybody knows this is the big ego trip. Going back to the good old days, it's his big triumph of the will, or whatever it is in German. That is his big triumph because he loves his Hitler. What can I tell you? Okay, so on that day, it's very important. So, in the beginning, and we'll just do a couple in the middle. Here. I did shuffle that. Let's make sure. Let's just make sure. Okay, the parade day. What's going to happen on the parade day? Okay, alrighty. Okay. Just a couple here. And the end results, in case we have to clarify, it won't take too long. Okay. Alrighty. Oops, that one's popping out, so we will put that here. Okay. Beginning. It begins with, here we go. As they set up, and I think this is his attitude, we're going to go back to the past of the glory days, and a lot of preparation. That's his fantasy wish, to go back to the time that never existed. And then we have, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It isn't going to go so well. Karma's catching up. Karma's going to bite him in the tuchus. And we've got the devil overriding the whole thing. This is not looking good. See, all the preparations, but and that looks like it could go. And I'm not saying they're going to be rioting in the streets, right there, but I think a lot of things with the let's see what this is. Okay. We've got the Three of Swords in reverse, which is telling me, and it's still going through the storm, it's going to me, this is saying that like the hypocrisy of this is trying to hide the fact of all his little, possible traitorous acts, like the documents, and we could just go on and on and on. And we had two results, so that's what okay, so what's gonna happen here is, again, it's kind of like he's setting a trap for himself. This is with Eric, the thing that dictators and mob bosses and criminals in general have. They get too smug and self-confident, and they get careless. There's going to be something where he gets careless. Now, whether there's ramifications on the picnic day or not, I don't know. So, okay, so then we have, this is so funny because we have this in the beginning. We're preparing, and this is going to be like the good old days. And then, in the end, didn't work out. The kids, well, the plans didn't work out, so the kids are running. So this isn't going to be quite what he wants it to be. I want to see quickly if there's going to be. This isn't talking about any. I don't see any towers or things that say like there's going to be rioting in the street or some similar disasters, but in some ways this isn't going to do what he hired it to do. So I just want to pull a couple cards to see what's what with this. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. Oh, fundraising. Let's fundraise off of this. Okay. And the money that's spent, that could be spent in a much better way. Then we have the Emperor has no clothes. He's the tyrant. This is my card for Trump. He's the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor straight up, that's somebody else. But Emperor reverse is the big bully that makes a lot of noise and makes a lot of threats. But in the end, it's the Emperor's new clothes. Which means that there's something about this that what I'm kind of, as I look at all of these, just one more. Okay, no longer the star. No longer the star. I think what this is about that whole, the whole world is laughing. And the whole world will be watching this. So it's like the whole world is laughing. I think that maybe things get screwed. The band plays off, or something becomes, it's not going to go well, and it's going to look very bad for him. And then there's the shadow of all the crap he's done. He's not getting away with it. People are not going to buy it and say, oh, Yankee Doodle Dandy, how wonderful. Money's always involved, but these are the crucial cards. The Emperor, it's defanged. It's, for some reason, this could be some big bloated affair where people are going, his cult members will love it. But the others will say, what a waste of money. He's no star. He's not solving anything. I'm not getting drama with it because I'm not getting like the Five of Wands where they're fighting each other, or the Tower, even the Devil. There's a little bit of a devil. This could just turn out to be like a big, boring thing. There's only how many marching bands how long can you watch marching bands and hear John Philip Sousa songs? How long can you do that before it's boring? So this could be boring, but I think there's going to be something karmatic for him that's going to happen, that's going to be very bad. Not violent though, not really violent, but just a real image buster. So it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out for him. I don't know how that's going to play out. Not sensing violence. So at any rate, I've been on here long enough with the monthly forecast. So at any rate, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.